Yeah, for taking some time to talk to us today. We'll probably take about 30 minutes of your time and then and answer some questions. My part is just to tell you a little bit about AltaWorks and our history, because one of the important things about us as a carrier and a reseller is we started out as a premise-based hardware premise-based hardware dealer and an agent for Bell South. So we have a similar experience to probably a lot of the folks on this call that are starting their telecom business. In 2001, we started the company. We were selling IP phone systems to premise-based customers in the Bell South footprint. We were also a Bell South master agent. Over the years, what we learned is, you can't run a business, without having recurring revenue. So we struggled with ways of doing that. We looked at becoming a managed service provider. And in 2006, because of our background in VoIP, we decided, hey, we'll just become a carrier and start building out those platforms. 2011, we built the hosted PBX platform, and then in 2013, AT&T started their reseller program called AT&T Partner Exchange. When we got into that program, we were actually the first partner in that program. We started selling circuit, and we also started selling mobility as well. And what we learned, in that becoming a carrier is it's hard to differentiate yourself. So one of the things we did is, we started trying to find innovative ways to build partner programs, and that's how we came across Catapult. But part of the reason too is we wanted to make sure that our partners had the ability to do what we did as a company. So in 2013, we had $189,000 in recurring revenue, and we had totally changed our business. We went from about a $2.5 million business to about an $800,000 business in 1 year. And then of that, $189,000 of that was recurring revenue. And today we have about $12 million in recurring revenue. Our partner program, Catapult and our reseller products, we give you everything that you need to do the same thing we've done. So the nice thing about Catapult, is we've built in the tools to give you the ability to grow your business the same way we have. You get to utilize our expertise and our years in the business, from becoming a premise-based hardware dealer with no recurring revenue, being an agent for somebody else, to building your own customer business and owning your customers and building equity value. So that's one of the things we've been able to do. And so as part of Catapult, you get to leverage our experience, our compliance, our taxation, and our infrastructure. So when you look at hosted PBX partners, and especially in white label, there's very few people that have done VoIP longer than we have. We started in 2001. And we have virtually two of our original employees that still manage the platform today, so we got a lot of experience. What we'll do next is Jamie's going to go over our platform. We're going to start out with the voice platform, go through that, and then we'll also talk about the actual billing as a services platform as well. So again, thanks for taking your time today. I know it's hard to squeeze in a little bit of time, or maybe it's not right now. Either way, but we do appreciate you spending some time with us.
So the next thing we wanted to talk through was why we, or how we got this Catapult feature, why we put it together, and how it helped us. So when we did start out in the UCaaS space to build recurring revenue, we were seeing a lot of our agents that wanted to change the way that they were doing business, not be dependent on commissions, but actually build that recurring revenue and be able to build their own brand. But one of the things that we had issues with, and it took us a long time to overcome, was being licensed, taxing everyone correctly, being compliant. The taxation and compliance for UCaaS services is extremely complex, and it's something that takes a lot of time and a lot of money to get into. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to find a way to enable our agents and resellers to be able to get into this space with a low cost of entry and let them take advantage of what we were able to do over many years. Of course, today, businesses have become much more reliant on their network, the internet, and so the more that plays into effect, or more that more reliant businesses are on their network, the more important voice over IP and that infrastructure becomes. So what we're seeing is, especially in the MSP space, is customers or resellers with MSPs, their customers are pushing them towards managing their voice and communication services. So we see a big push in that industry for MSPs to get into this space. So
yeah, so one of the things that, we find with our partners, and you guys may already know this as well, is the big challenge is building that recurring revenue. Part of that is to build the equity value of your business. I spoke earlier about how we, had very little recurring revenue and our business was not worth much. But, now that we own 95% of that customer revenue, then we have the value of our business has grown tremendously. We own all of our client relationships. We have lots of friends that come to us and all the time trying to get us to be an agent. And that's not what we do. We've actually built our whole business around channel partners. So we have no salespeople, and we have, no relationships as agent relationships. So everything we do, we own the customer, and that's helped us build that equity value. Again, the tools that we've put in place will, allow, with Catapult, it will allow our partners and resellers to do the same thing. And we, like I said, allow you to build your business because, again, like Jamie said earlier, is we're seeing more and more managed service providers come to us because their customers are pushing them to become carriers. And the problem with that is regulatory compliance. We look, one of the ways we try to grow our business is through acquisitions, and we've run into several smaller VoIP providers that didn't understand the taxation and compliance part of that business. But what ended up happening for those guys, one of them in particular in Texas, had a nice little business that did about $500,000 a year. Well, he had only been collecting sales tax the whole time he'd been in business. So his business was basically not worth anything, which is unfortunate because he was ready to retire. So, having the Catapult program, you get to, leverage our regulatory relationships and our compliance, and as well as, we provide you with a recurring billing platform. So we'll show you some high-level views of those platforms. And then we'll show you a little bit of our UCaaS platform, and then we'll have some questions at the end.
Okay, so what makes our UCaaS offering different? So what we did is we built our UCaaS platform on the AT&T network. So that means that if you have an AT&T connection from your end customer's location to our colo, then you can have quality of service for your voice, which is unique in the industry. The Catapult billing feature is unique. We include the billing as a service platform. It's a billing instance that allows you to be able to bill your customers, and we are able to push through the CDRs with the rating that you would like to set for your end customers. So that is included as well. Built-in security and fraud protection. This is a benefit that we include for our resellers for origination and termination, toll fraud analysis and protection. All right, so this next slide looks just a glimpse at the Netsapiens Portal. This is the front end that we use for our UCaaS platform. This platform allows us to brand for our resellers their own portal. When your end customers log into this portal, they see your logo. You have your information in here. It's very intuitive, user-friendly. It also has a web app built in, like the web phone, and then an app for your cell phone that's included in that as well. You'll see just this home page has the call graph, so you can look at your peak calls, your active users, registered devices. It also has usage statistics in it over to the right, and it's just very easy to use. You've got your conferences, auto attendance, and call queues that are built in. And part of our program is to walk you through this platform. We give you some insight into how we do business, and then we allow you to build this out for your end customers. So we give you the tools that you need to be able to get started in the platform and in doing UCaaS for yourself. All right, this next slide shows the call center portion. This is a really cool option. I know if you've been in the telecom industry for very long, call center functionality is a coveted thing. It's very expensive in a lot of cases. What we're doing for our resellers is we're offering this dashboard as we give it to you. It's included in the platform. But we do that so that you can monetize that and sell it to your end customers. We highly encourage you to sell it to your customers, but we want you to have this functionality. It's has a lot of functionality kind of on the back side. If you look at that blue box over to the right, it says Call Center Analytics. You can set this up for each individual call center. So the green boxes that are showing there, they can turn yellow, they can turn red. You can get reports emailed to you, just depending on what your call center's focus is, how long you want to have people on hold. If you have an agent that's idle and you want to push from one call queue to another, all of that's possible in this call center analytics and dashboard. Okay, so we talked a little bit about Catapult billing services platform. So part of this Catapult offering is to be able to give our resellers a way to bill their end customers and stay compliant with taxation and all of the taxing authorities. So this is just a snapshot of the billing system in the customer profile section so that you can see what that's going to look like. It's got balance, all your customer information that's just real easy to see in this first section. So if you decide to get set up with Catapult, you will have your own instance, your own billing that is branded, where your end customers can log in, pay their invoices. But to me, the most important thing is that you have access to your CDRs and that you can actually bill your customers accurately based on the UCaaS platform that you purchase through Allsworth. Okay, now this is the Catapult billing and collections that you see. There's all of the invoices can be downloaded. You have the created date. This is just a really a snapshot of the system where you can see the balances. And then you can see over to the right, you've got payment accounts where those are stored. Those are, you see payment history, ledger, and any unposted charges. And this is just a high-level overview. We're not going into a deep dive. If that's something that you are interested in, we can do that on another call, and I can show you all of those different tabs and what's available in there. The services and activities, this is where all of your services live. So let's just say you have, yes, you want to do UCaaS and you want to bill it through Catapult, but you have all of your MSP services or internet services that you want to bill, and you don't want to manage multiple platforms for billing. So you can bill your customers out of this platform. We work with you to set up your product catalog to make sure that that's tax mapped correctly. We work with GSA to make sure that that happens. It's built into the back end. So all you have to do is go in here, add your services, and when it's time to start billing, you start that billing, and then everything processes monthly. So this gives you the automated billing that you're looking for when you're starting your business for recurring revenue.
So this is one of my favorite parts of the billing platform. It's called Enterprise Portal. So one of the big challenges, with customers, a lot of times is multi-tenant billing, parent-child accounts or across a lot of different locations. So your customers will actually have access to the billing portal as well, where they can see their bills, pay their bills. One of the best stories about Enterprise Portal, one of the Chicago Park District is a customer, and when we met with them, the CEO of the Park District asked me, "Why should I do business with you guys?" And I said, "If I can't make your life easier, then you shouldn't." But then I showed him Enterprise Portal. His big challenge was he had 40-something bills from AT&T and was having to pay them individually. So he had one person dedicated almost every month to spend probably 15 or 20 hours just to pay that one set of bills. With Enterprise Portal, as you can see, he can see everything. He can see everything in one place. I think they have 600 and something different accounts with us now, and they see that in one single place. They pay their bill in one single place. So this is what your customers would see. It's a simple bill, easy to read bill, but they also get, they have access to that bill, online, and so they can see what the services are they have with you, the locations, and this is also customizable. So if they want to be able to arrange it based on a call center basis, then they can do that. So if they have different locations that want to have different bill allocations, those kind of things, then they have the ability to do that. So this is a real powerful tool to help you differentiate yourselves against, the incumbents and your competitors, because your customers will have, world-class portal to view their bill and make sure that everything is the way they need it.
All right. Thank you, Ricky. So we want you to be able to put Catapult to work for your business, to be able to take advantage of the tools that we've got in place so that you can accelerate your billing and grow your customer base. So this is our Catapult Ecosystem. Just got some benefits over here on the side, but this gives you the steps from a monthly standpoint on how it works. It shows you who we're partnered with for billing and compliance. And of course, Altworks for UCaaS connectivity. And if you have questions about anything that we've discussed today, if you want to look at this deeper, we will be glad to do that. Like I said, the ecosystem benefits gives you the branded UCaaS solution, builds recurring revenue. You get to own your customer. Branded billing instance, we take care of the taxation and compliance on your behalf. We have a geo-redundant network, toll fraud protection, stir shaken, and all with a low-risk entry. So I'd like to thank you again for joining and open it up for any questions that you might have. If you do have a question, we have opened it up where you're able to unmute yourself. So please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question or raise your hand, and we will do that for you.
When you say low risk.
It looks like we've got a question. So when you say low risk, what does that entail? And that's a great question. We do have a contract that we would want to talk through with you. We can go back and look at that ecosystem platform. There is an upfront cost so that we can set up your billing instance and Netsapiens platform. So it is not free, but it is compared to what you would do if you went direct with a billing platform and taxation and compliance. it is very minimal. Yes.
And one of the other aspects of our agreement is it's a 60-day contract. So, you know, our goal is not to, you know, to be in the billing and services business, but to help grow our partners. So one of the things that you have the ability to do is, if you outgrow us or you decide that you don't want to do it, it's a 60-day contract, so you're able to terminate it, you know, with a little bit of notice, you know, at any time. So it does give you the ability, if you decide that, you know, even though you were signing a term agreement, if you decide that that's not something that, you know, it's not the right thing for you, then you do have the ability to give us notice and cancel the agreement, or move it, you know, like I said, move it to a different billing platform, or go directly with our underlying billing partner. Asking a question.
All right, so Michael Richer has his hand raised. Do you have a question? To unmute yourself.
There he is.
All right, we will be glad to email out the cost of the billing platform to you after this call. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
We haven't heard from Michael. That was.
Yeah. All right, so if there's no other questions, I'll be emailing out a link with some other information for you, as well as some links if you would like to do a deep dive into any of the products that we covered today, or if you'd just like to set up a call consultation to chat with us about anything in particular, then you'll get that later this afternoon. Thank you for joining the call today.